John here, dealing with the ultra defensive jiu-jitsu fighter once again. We want that submission. Here's another strategy to help us get it. Pressure. Quite often when we get to a good position, maybe the mount is a classic one, and our opponent starts hiding, keeping their elbows in tight, their hands in tight, they're waiting. They've got a strong defensive position. They're waiting for us to make a mistake or just slip up and let them out of the position. Why don't we wait for them and make them quite uncomfortable? One example would be knee on belly. We put the pressure on them, we get the hip grip, we get the collar grip, putting a lot of weight through our knee into their diaphragm. We wait for them. We're not waiting for them to hide behind their shield anymore. They're going to have to come out of there at some stage, and we're going to catch them when they do. Okay, next up, attacking that ultra defensive position. He's keeping his elbows in tight, he's keeping his neck in tight. It's a good strategy, something that people learn very quickly in jiu-jitsu, because that's where the main attacks are. Main attacks are, we're attacking the elbows, the shoulders, and the neck. It's traditionally in jiu-jitsu. He's shutting them down on us. So rather than going head on with that strong defensive position that he has, we're just going to make him force him out of that strong defensive shell. And what's a good way to do it? Rather than brute forcing, like I said, and meeting him head on, we're going to use the harder parts of our body and gravity being on top to open him up against the weaker parts of his body. One being the diaphragm, stopping those lungs working the way they want, and two being in and around the neck. Okay, classic being the knee on belly. I'll get Derek to go on bottom here. If we pass, we could be mounted even, and he has his elbows in tight, his arms are in here. It gets quite frustrating. We're trying to open him up, we can't quite get it. We can flip around to knee on belly, take a hand behind his collar, another hand on his hip to stop him turning either way, and then we put that knee straight down into the diaphragm and we lift. I won't put too much pressure here on Derek, but as we lift up, we're going to get a lot of pressure on him. Okay, so if he's being really stubborn here, how long is he going to last when we're putting that much weight on his diaphragm? He can wait for the whole round if he wants, but I would not recommend it. Quite often, or most usually what will happen is the person will just get frustrated and they'll either start to push your body, your face, or your knee. So if he comes up onto the body, say, up here, we can come inside the elbow and throw the leg over for the near side armbar. We can, if he goes on the knee here, we can go through the gap here, pull his back up, step around armbar. Two simple submissions, but it's just a way to set them up. And the idea behind it, that we're not going to get frustrated attacking this. We're going to make him frustrated and uncomfortable in his position and make him open up. And then we're going to get these. Another normal one would be the cross face. Getting down there, putting a lot of pressure in onto his neck, choking him on one side, partial choke, and getting him to open up a little bit. Maybe open him up with a head and arm choke, or see what else we can get from it. But the easiest one, easiest to remember, is just knee on belly. It's not nice when you're down here. The person grabs the collar, they grab the hip or the belt, they lift them up and they just drive that knee all the way straight down through your diaphragm. You don't want to be there, and you'll open up. All right, give it a try on a training partner, one that maybe you don't like so much, and let us know how you get on with it.